Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching my videos so far. Very kind. Today we're going to talk about fitness. I feel like it's important to talk about this during this lockdown environment, especially. So many opportunities to train, which is amazing, but also I know that can be quite overwhelming. It can bring on unnecessary guilt when you don't want to do it. So I just kind of want to break that down a bit. I also added a question to my Instagram last week. If I was to talk about fitness, what would you want discussed? And most people said motivation to train or motivation to stick to a routine. As always, I'm no expert, but I am trained and qualified as a fitness instructor. I can defo share with you some tips. You're sat there like, this is not me. I'm not into fitness at all. I honestly think you just haven't found something that you love yet. Please, please, please do not ever not exercise or move your body because you feel like you're not fit enough to do it. It's not exclusive for people with six packs and people that are super fit. That makes no sense. All of those people started out as a beginner as well. Okay? Before we begin, I do think it's really important for us to just acknowledge how privileged we are to even be having this chat. There are people in the world who would give anything to move their body, so what an honour. So a couple of little nuggets before I go on to motivation, such as weight loss and your relationship with yourself and food. Obviously, as a fitness instructor, I'm gonna say exercise is amazing because it is. The benefits, just to brainstorm: heart, bones, hormones, circulation, sleep, strength, energy levels. The benefits are legit endless. It's a little date with yourself, chance to tap out your day, do something for you. Maybe it's social. There's a funny, chatty element that is just forgotten about. Pre-lockdown life. Or over Zoom. Your mood. The endorphins are real. Mood. For me, it really helps in terms of my acceptance and the way that I look at myself. Makes me look at my body a little bit more practically. My home that I live in and it's mine to use rather than something to be still and its main purpose is to look good. There's so much mental and physical freedom to be found in moving your body. It doesn't have to be blasting calories or going for a run. You're like, this sounds a little more appealing. My favourite kind of activity is staying in my sweatpants, socks and a hoodie and rolling around on the floor. You'll note as I go on, I am a sloth. I'm a fitness instructor and a sloth. Fitness is amazing, but it can be troublesome. I'll share my journey as an example. So I was a sporty child. I think as soon as I hit maybe 10 or 11, I think that happens to us all, you become a little more conscious. I made the association from maybe the age of 11 to 18, exercise was for weight loss. And that's it. A really bad relationship with exercise, food, and my self-worth. That little trio was just a constant trade-off between them. Only earning and burning food. Exercising was just to purely get smaller. It was awful. It was awful. And if anyone is in that mindset, I'm sending you absolute love. If you're really struggling, please do seek help. I'm 24 now. Have no idea what I weigh. I love food. Don't care how many calories are in stuff. I like to know about things' nutritional value because I'm fueling myself from a place of respect and because I want to get the best out of my workouts so I can be powerful as fuck. So yeah, that's kind of me now. I work at a gym called One Rebel in London, which is a class-based gym. It epitomizes everything that I love about fitness in terms of it's for you, it's for strength, it's beast mode on, it's all together. Just go. My relationship is just completely different. You might be thinking, yeah fine, but I actually do want to lose weight. Check in as to why that is. You can do it brilliantly and you can do it over a long period of time so you can sustain it forever. You can do it whilst adoring and respecting yourself in the process. There is no magic secret to weight loss. I think just the diet industry is just... It's out as if like there's some secret and the secret is kept a secret and you have to try everything until you figure out what it is. Supplements and juices like fat loss pills and stuff like that. No. It's just not the case. Don't overcomplicate it in your head. No good PT will ever encourage a quick fix. A quick fix implies that something is broken. You are not broken. Save yourself the mental and physical torture. I will just touch upon food. Probably a lot of people are feeling a lot of pressure around this as well. Maybe I'll do a separate video on this and relationships with it, but I think probably a lot of us have a bit of a funky relationship with food. We're kind of taught to that some foods are good, some foods are bad. Some foods have an association of shame with them and some are super healthy. Like, it's just not the case. Some foods are more nutritious, some foods are slightly less nutritious. That's fact. The key is, the secret is a balance. We are so lucky. Food for us is not just fuel, it's not just to stay alive, it's for enjoyment as well. Consider nutrients and balance. The door. Aesthetic goals, similarly to weight loss, like these can be great healthy goals. You really have to know yourself and your relationship with food and exercise is secure to make the most out of these and not let them undermine you. I will never encourage that to be someone's only main goal. I just think there's so much to be found in movement for a six-pack or losing weight to be the best thing that you get out of it. Okay, motivation station. Motivation. So first one is big juicy mindset one. Finding your why. What is your motivation to exercise? So there's two types of motivation, extrinsic and intrinsic. Intrinsic would be doing things for yourself. So it could be because exercise makes you feel mentally and physically empowered, because it lifts your mood like nothing else. You want to increase your chances of aging kind of more able and more healthy if you can. To help you mentally. Extrinsic examples would be for compliments or for approval, for validation from something external kind of thing. And these can blur and blend, and both are valuable. I would encourage not having all of your motivation coming from extrinsic. Have a little think about what your intrinsic motivations are. You're so much more likely to stick to something and stay motivated if you're doing it for you rather than for someone else. For me, it took me a while to figure it out, but aesthetic goals being my main goal is not helpful for me. I can kind of have it in there as a very happy byproduct, but it cannot be my main goal. Yeah, be honest with yourself, get to know yourself to see what you work best with. Finding things you like. So that sounds so obvious, but the prospect of it has to be like somewhat appealing. If you, after a month of doing it, despise everything about it, you hate the thought of it, you hate doing it, you hate afterwards, why would you make that part of your lifestyle? You just won't. You're not gonna do it. Right now, that is not the exercise for you, and that is fine. It's like, allow it. With that, I would say, give it time. Your enjoyment levels can and will grow. Human beings are creatures of habit and we like familiar. Let your body get used to it, let yourself get better at it. Get interested in technique. Get interested in how to get better at it, rather than just focusing on results and getting frustrated at why you're not good at it. Research and be a little nerd about it. Then put a practical focus on your next session. Running, for example, think, oh, well, I've read up on some like breathing tips and stuff, so I'm gonna focus on my breath or the way my feet fall. Running for time instead of distance because someone suggested that. You kind of have to start enjoying the process. Get interested in getting better at it. This kind of applies to like post-apocalypse life. Try training with people. Now, some things you're gonna like to do by yourself and you're gonna have it like maybe with a podcast or in the quiet and it's gonna be your thing and like too right. Some things are just so much more fun with friends. We forget that like exercising can be fun. It can be chatty, it can be an absolute party if you want it to be. On that, get the tunes out. That is my biggest one. Make yourself an amazing playlist. Let music aid you. Let your environment help you. Whether that's like getting the tunes on that energize you and motivate you before the session or during, get the tunes out. Some exercises you're not gonna want blurry music. For me, running, music doesn't really help me. It kind of messes up my ability to pace. I can't hear myself breathing. So for me, a podcast really changed the game. Figure out what helps you in your environment and your senses to get the most out of your session. Compete with yourself. It doesn't matter if Jane down the road can run 8K and you can't run one. Like, who cares? Comparison is the thief of joy. It is unnecessary. Different bodies, different minds, different abilities, different time, different experiences. Compete with yourself. If you ran 1 kilometer today, amazing. Tomorrow we'll go for 1.5 or 2. We won't still be going for 8 because Jane does 8. Get rid of that. You do you. Okay, big one, mindset. Consider what you want to gain, not what you want to lose. Even if losing time or weight or something is a goal, switch your focus to what you want to gain from the session. Keep you looking forward and moving forward and are a happy challenge rather than working from a place of resistance and trying to get away from something. If weight loss is a goal, this is personal opinion. If you find yourself weighing yourself morning, night, lunch, after you've had a crisp, after you've had a wee, throw them out the window. Get rid. It's not necessary. There's so many other ways to track your progress in terms of like, if you want to measure, whether that just be how you feel, how your clothes fit. It's just, to me, I don't think it's the most mentally kind way. My opinion, fuck the scales. With that, looking after yourself, both mentally and physically. There's so much more that will affect and or aid your ability to motivate yourself, such as food, sleep, mood, hydration, warming up and cooling down, doing mobility stuff to help your joints. It sounds boring, but honestly, if you have low energy, you're not gonna wanna say yes to exerting more energy. So set yourself up for a win. Set yourself up to say yes. We're humans, like you have to power the machine, you have to look after it. If you are pretty serious about like you wanting to get fitness into your lifestyle, I would say planning is just so helpful. So that could be like a schedule. Like for me, I like to write on my notes on my phone what I want to do each day. You have to plan your rest as well. Don't make it some crazy plan that you're never going to stick to. Start small, you can add things to it. Through experiencing it, you're going to figure out what you like, what you don't, what you like to do back to back, what days you prefer to do nothing. Some people would prefer to say like, right, this week I want to do 2 runs and 2 strength sessions, and they won't choose which days they're going to do it. They'll do it based on when they feel. So figure out what works best for you. Honestly, what gives you the best chance at doing it. If you're someone who has no problem in kind of like planning it and you feel motivated, yes, and then it comes to it and you're like, oh, I feel you. Oh my God, I'm a sloth. The sofa and a brew is always going to be more appealing to me. And if someone says, do you want to go for a coffee instead? I'm, yes. I try and have this little thing with myself where if I really want to exercise, obviously, boom, I'm already there. If I really don't, like 90% of me plus doesn't want to, things in life happen. If I really don't want to do it today, just don't. And get rid of the shame and the guilt attached to it. If you're gonna rest and chill, rest and chill. Get rid of any shame attached to it. Rest is beautiful and it is necessary. If you are anywhere in between and you kind of want to do it, like, oh, I could, just do it. Just do it, get your stuff on, do it. Half an hour will be done. Even if you work at 20% of your capacity, you've done it. So my kind of rule I have for myself is like, if 90% of me plus doesn't want to do it, if I'm honest with myself, great, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to feel bad about it, don't care. Anything sort of lower than that, just do it. Say yes to moving. And my final point, to take the pressure off. And that might sound counterintuitive if you're struggling with motivation. Unless you're an athlete and it's your job or you're competing, like your life doesn't depend on it. It's fine. You do you. Do what feels good. Exercise and moving should aid you, should aid your living, aid your mood, your energy. It shouldn't wear you down and make you feel shit. Just take the pressure off and allow yourself to just enjoy moving your body. Some days you're gonna wanna use the stats and the numbers and power through and really like, rah. Some days you're gonna wanna do that, or you're gonna make yourself do that. That's sick. Some days you're gonna wanna stay in your sweatpants and your hoodie but feel like you wanna move, and you're just gonna wanna roll around on the floor and maybe like do a little handstand or something. Like, say yes to moving your body, whatever that means to you. If you've got any questions that are a bit more like personal to you, hit me up, just message me, all good. Exercise doesn't have to be punishment, and it really doesn't have to come out of a place of hate. Oh, it is so much better when it comes from a place of love and respect for yourself. Having positive body image doesn't mean that you believe that your body looks good. It means that no matter what, you believe that your body is good. Okay? I now exercise because it makes me feel like Lara Croft, and I love feeling strong and able, and I've got a quicker, more effective reach for the fridge. Sometimes I say this to myself and it might be helpful to you. Think of some words that you might use to describe your body. My body is powerful, strong, awkward, clumsy, sexy, and it is still the least interesting thing about me. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Send in love.